My name's Leanne May. I am the Director of Childcare Services for Saskatchewan Open Door Society. I started babysitting at 11, and when I was 12, my brother got married and he had 4 children soon after that, and I loved spending time with them. My parents presented me with a gift of education, and I was really looking for a path to take for myself. And taking early childhood education seemed the natural pathway for me. I graduated with a diploma from Sask Polytech back in 1991. And since then, I've worked in a variety of childcare centers around the province. Childcare in Saskatchewan is very diverse now. From diverse nations, ethnicities, the languages spoken, family structures, life experiences, their values, their disabilities. It's very, very diverse now, mainstream in all childcare centers. Well, I was born and raised here in Saskatchewan, so I had limited experience with newcomers. So I would say that I received my first experience with newcomers when I began working as a program consultant with early learning and childcare. I would receive applications from newcomers who were wanting to license their homes as childcare providers. I had difficulty with that because the language barrier was there and I didn't know how to manage. I had no experience in this world working with newcomers, supporting newcomers, and overnight I became the minority in my new world. I wasn't apprehensive at the time because I knew childcare and I knew that I could share my knowledge and help in that way. But I did believe that attaining this director's role in childcare for Saskatoon Open Door Society was meant to be a life lesson for me, and I accepted that. It was a gift at the time I didn't even understand. I needed to know back then what was needed from me for my work. And so I really started asking questions and trying to learn from others. So I asked, where did you come from? Why did you come to Canada? And if you had a magic wand, what would you wish for? I became intrigued by the stories of courage and resilience. The strength of the women on this team allowed me really to recognize how privileged I was in my own life. I myself was a 4th generation of an immigrant. And if they didn't come to Canada in the early 1900s, I may be making that journey right now. And so I'm forever grateful for that. And I just hope that someday the children we care for can appreciate the sacrifices their parents went through to provide them with the opportunities for a better life. We teach children how to react to the differences of others. They learn from us. Children learn through their experiences through others. So, for example, if an overactive child was being really disruptive in the classroom and an adult says to the child, "Go sit in timeout. You're not listening. You never listen. You keep this up and I'm not going to let you go play outdoors today." What happened in this situation? Really, one, other children who observe this now think that child was bad. They never listen. So the second thing is that bad behavior is punished. They learn that bad behavior is punished. And that really creates fear, fear of making any kinds of mistakes. And I know that we need to learn from our mistakes. We have to be able to safely do things freely and make mistakes because that's how we learn and become better. Our jobs as early childhood educators and parents is to model for children how to react to these differences. But this really does require personal reflection on your own values and beliefs and an appreciation for the values and beliefs of others. Well, like I said, I believe that most childcare centers now have diverse families. But I believe what makes us unique at Sod's Childcare is that we really provide a safe place for newcomers to become what they want, to start a meaningful life here in Canada. We give them a safe place to make those mistakes, to ask those questions. I think that's something that we are really unique with. Our team is so diverse, so they understand the journey our families have experienced, and they feel like they need to give back to the parents as they have been given when they first arrived here. So I believe that makes us very unique. Another part is that 25% of our clients are English as additional language learners, and putting them together with all Saskatoon families really creates a unique multicultural experience for them. Our ECEs respect the parents' beliefs and practices. For example, many of our clients are Muslim and eat only halal foods. Childcare in Saskatchewan isn't required to provide specialized dietary needs for the families they care for, but we feel it very important our children that we care for are receiving nutritious homemade meals. So that is something that we practice here and we value. We do have about 14 cultures represented on our team of early childhood educators. So if someone is not able to interpret on our team to a parent, we have a whole team of interpreters here with Saskatoon Open Door Society that we can access to help parents better understand our practices and how we care for children. When they know how we care for children, they really lose that anxiety. They understand how their children are cared for, and they feel better about that. So there's not so many questions about what's going on with my child during the day. One of the other things that make us unique is that we have translated our parent handbooks into 9 different languages, which also helps with that understanding. Our unit also provides the HIPPY program, which stands for Home Instruction for Parents of Preschool Youngsters. It's a 30-week home visiting program with curriculum instruction that our home visitors give to the parents. And parents commit to doing these activities with their children 15 minutes every day. And as a result, those children are ready for kindergarten when they start. So they're already starting with a step up to success. I believe that having a diverse team of ECEs allows us to easily see the commonalities we share. Seeing how we're similar helps to create a strong relationship of understanding. So, for example, when a diverse group of newcomer mothers bring their children into care to attend English classes, we are all very different in cultures and languages, but ultimately, we're all mothers. We share the experience of being a parent, and that helps build the relationships. But this is a simple idea, but I believe it to be true. Well, I believe our presence in the community is helping the community to better understand the value that newcomers bring here to Saskatoon. Our childcare centers really provide a safe place for all children to learn and develop to their full potential. And as the children are shaped by their experiences, I'm hopeful that what they have learned here, they'll continue on practicing in their life. Kindness returns kindness. And over time, the work we do today will forever impact the future as our experience builds onto the next. And if we move forward with always showing and teaching acceptance and respect, it sets the foundation in our community for a more peaceful future.